Welcome. This is a special report from the Human Error News Network. We're here to investigate those critical moments where technology and human judgment collide. And today, we're diving into a story that honestly sounds almost unbelievable.
Okay, just think about this for a second because it really happened. A lawyer caught completely red-handed told a judge he did not use AI to create 7 paragraphs of fake quotes. Nope. Instead, he claimed he just made them up himself. Why? Why would a professional risk everything by admitting to a deliberate lie instead of just blaming a simple tech mistake? Well, the answer gets at a very deep fear, one you've probably felt yourself.
You know that feeling, right? You're under the gun, a deadline is screaming your name, and that shiny new AI tool on your screen, it looks like the perfect shortcut. It feels like the answer to getting it all done. But there's always that little voice in the back of your head asking, but what if this goes wrong? And let me tell you, that fear is 100% valid, because when it comes to your professional work, the stakes could not be any higher. The courts have been absolutely clear. Submitting AI-generated fictions isn't just a simple slip-up. It's a fundamental abuse of the process. It's a direct shot at your own integrity. That little bit of hesitation you feel before you click generate, that's your professional survival instinct kicking into high gear. It's the part of your brain that knows that being efficient can never, ever come at the cost of being accurate. And you are so right to listen to it. And here's the thing. You are not alone in feeling this way. We are all caught up in this massive AI gold rush. The pressure to adopt these tools, to be faster, to be more efficient, it's immense. And in a rush this big, errors aren't just possible, they're totally inevitable. So the real question isn't if an error is going to happen. It's what you do when it does. Which brings us to a huge choice. When that AI-powered error finally happens, and it will, you're going to find yourself at a fork in the road. And the path you choose is going to determine everything that comes next. You've got 2 options, the path of blame or the path of learning. So, the blame path, that's a dead end. It's all about denial and deflection. It's that voice that wants to say, hey, the AI messed up, not me. But the learning path, that's about radical ownership. It's the commitment to say, you know what? I am responsible for this output, and I'm the one who's going to make it right. One path leads you deeper into trouble, the other leads to recovery and respect. So here's the absolute heart of the matter. You can blame a human, or you can learn from a failure. You can't do both. It is such a simple truth, isn't it? You can point your finger at the tool, or you can actually absorb the lesson from the mistake. You just can't do both at the same time. That choice? Well, that's the whole game. Now, to really get why this choice is so critical, we need to look at the anatomy of these AI failures. And you might be surprised here. They're not just happening with those free public tools. They're happening with the best, most expensive, specialized software on the market. I mean, a recent study from researchers at Stanford and Yale, it's just staggering. They tested these top-tier, specialized legal AI tools, the ones that are marketed as being hallucination-free, and they found that they still just invent garbage between 17 and 33% of the time. That's up to 1 in every 3 answers being wrong. These aren't just little mistakes. This is a huge systemic risk. And that's exactly what we're talking about when we say hallucination. It's the AI confidently making up facts out of thin air and presenting them to you like they're gospel truth. You have to remember, these models are designed to generate text that sounds plausible, not to actually verify facts. And that's what makes these hallucinations so dangerously convincing. And this brings us to a perfect example of that blame path. In a recent case, a lawyer used one of those professional tools designed specifically for Canadian immigration law. And guess what? It hallucinated. It invented fake cases. The lawyer's response? Just remove the fake cases and replace them, but without taking full ownership. The court was not impressed. They ended up having to spend their own time hunting down cases that didn't even exist. But what about that other path? What does the learning path look like in the real world? For that, let's look at the case of lawyer Jisoo Lee, because it is an absolute masterclass in accountability. This is the playbook for exactly what to do when things go wrong. So she's facing a contempt of court charge for submitting these AI hallucinated cases. And Miss Lee didn't deflect. She didn't blame the tech. She stood up in court and took complete, total ownership. She said, quote, I made the grave mistake. She knew that her intent didn't matter, the impact did. This, right here, is what radical accountability sounds like. And this is just brilliant because it shows you exactly how the court saw it. Justice Myers came to a really profound conclusion. The mistake was not using AI. The technology itself was not the problem. The failure was a human one, the failure of professional responsibility to verify the work before she put her name on it.
And the result of her taking that path? Her complete ownership, her genuine remorse, and the immediate steps she took to fix the record, they were enough to resolve the whole thing. The learning path worked. It didn't erase the mistake, of course, but it repaired the damage to her professional standing. So how do you make sure you stay on that learning path? Well, it all comes down to having a system, a protocol you can use every single time you touch an AI tool, no matter what your profession is. Here it is, your 5-step human verification protocol. Step 1, disclose. Be transparent. If your professional standards say you have to declare AI use, do it. Step 2, verify. You have to personally check every single citation or key fact the AI spits out. Your name is on that final document. Step 3, protect. Never ever paste sensitive client or company information into a public AI tool. You have a duty to protect that data. Step 4, review for bias. Look closely at the output for any subtle skews that might come from the AI's training data. And finally, number 5, and this is the big one, you are the final check. The ultimate responsibility is always yours.
The buck stops with you, period. As Justice Myers so powerfully put it, it is your absolute duty to ensure human review. You simply cannot outsource your professional judgment to a machine, no matter how smart it seems.
Okay, so you now have a protocol. You know how to guard against what AI gets factually wrong. But we've been focusing on clear errors. What happens when the AI is technically correct, but its output is subtly shaped by hidden biases from its training data? Well, that's the next frontier of human error.
This has been a special report from the Human Error News Network. Stay vigilant.